Recording in progress.
So, hi guys, good evening, all of you. So, guys, I'm audible. Okay, guys. So you're in the last session. Okay, on Saturday we started identity, but a little bit networking disturbance, so we stopped there. Okay, anyway, so let me recall once again the identity, what exactly and how to do and how to apply this identity property on my table. Okay, let me come out and see guys here, and we discussed in the last class. So identity is called as it's one of the predefined method. Okay, so which is used to generate identity columns. So identity numbers on a particular column. Okay, now, so that is what we said here. And in this identity method, there are two arguments are there. One is we call as the seed and increment. These are the two arguments we have it in this identity property. Okay, so let me see guys here. When we seed, what is the seed and what is the increment we discuss? And the seed is nothing but starting ID number it was going to be show. Okay, and by default here 1. So that means your starting ID number will starts with 1 number. When user is not mentioned, your seed value, so automatically it will be take with the 1. Okay, in the same to same guys here, and next level, next argument we said increment, and the increment value in between ID numbers. So ID to ID, how much increment you want to give it. So that increment will be showing by incremental argument. Okay, and here also by default 1. And finally we said identity seed comma increment is equals to identity 1 comma 1. Okay, this is going to be happen. Okay, let's find. So later we given some example on this. Okay, let you come back again. Okay, I just come out here and I selected my DB6PM database and open your my DB6PM and go to your tables option. Okay, so we have some tables. Okay, in the last session I was created, but I deleted here. Okay, fine. Okay, let you come out and see one by one, guys. Here. First of all, I'm just going to create it here. Okay, so what table I'm creating, guys, here, the create table. So EFP1, and I said here, so employee ID, here I was user identity. Okay, and later I'm passing employee name. Okay, so I can offer some size. So this is one table we are going to be designing, guys, here in my DB6PM database, and just come out and refresh your tables folder and see refreshing here. And later we call it EMP1. And what I said in the last session, when you want to apply your identity here, so when you go for columns, then columns automatically it was converting into not null. Okay, so the not null okay, automatically it was taken up. Okay, but in the case of this that you see, if I was given the identity here, so when you see the table structure, the EMP1, so what it was happening, guys, here to open to execute this. Okay, so now you can come back and see. So you can come back and see your identity seed was taken by default 1 and increment value also 1. Okay, so 1 1 it was taken by default. And later I just come out to see guys here, if I am going to insert this records, okay, into this, suppose if I try to insert some data emp1 and sending value, suppose the manually user has to insert some value, like I was inserted manually 1 comma some name I was given Smith, and to execute this query, what it was happening guys here, it was showing error. So it was saying error. So an explicit value for identity column in the table can only be specified when your identity underscore insert is okay on. So whenever your identity underscore insert is on, so then only I can insert manually to my identity column. Otherwise, I cannot. Okay, now. So that's what happens. Suppose if I want to go to insert this value, okay, so I want to remove this and I'm passing here my required column. So for example, even though you can see EID comma E name, and if you pass your values here, okay, so 1 comma Smith, but still it was saying what it was now to execute this one. Again, it was going to be saying error. So you cannot insert explicit value for the identity column. Okay, so this is the problem actually. So to avoid this problem, what we want to do guys here, we don't want to give the ID column in my inserting time, and I just remove this identity and to execute it now. So once I executed, the one row is created successfully. And after created guys here, let you come out and see your table EMP number 1 and to execute this EMP number 1 and what it has happened, you can see. So your ID number is going to be generated as a 1. Your ID number generated as a 1. Okay, right. In the same pattern, suppose you can insert any number of records or row data into this. Then what it was happen, guys? Here, suppose in the next level, I'm inserting one more name in the second record, and this name was Alan. If I'm using, and to execute this query again, okay. So I'm going to press here. So one more record is executed, and let you come out and see your table, and the second identity was generated. Okay, in the same to same pattern, if I want to insert one more name, for example, here I will be say word, and to execute my third record into this table, and it is also accepted. Let you come out and see your table. So 1, 2, 3. So this is the way you can go to check out guys here automatically how to generating your ID numbers on EID column. Okay, now so this is what we call as okay. But now guys here the problem is what now we can see up to here we discussed I think so in the last session right now. So but what I said, can you remember in my delete and truncate operations on the 2 commands we discussed, the delete command cannot be reset your identity values in a column, but whereas truncate command can be reset okay identity column values. Yes or no guys? Can you remember that point all of you? Yes or no? Okay, right. So this is information we discussed in the last class here. Okay. So what we said, guys, here, delete command cannot be reset your identity values in a column, but whereas the truncate command can reset your identity column. Okay. Now, so let me see, guys, here. So present in my table, I have 3 rows and 3 ID numbers. We have it here. Okay. So on this table, I'm going to perform my delete operation, delete from EMP1, for example. Okay, I just go to execute this query. So let me see what happened. So the 3 rows are successfully deleted from the table, and you can come out and see your EMP1 table, and let me see all records are deleted here. The complete data was deleted from your table, right? And after that, if you see there is no information here, but now I'm inserting here, again I'm inserting, careful observe. So your Smith one, for example, if you have a confusion, so Smith one, I'm going to insert it. What it was happening, you can see the one row is affected. But what it was happening, guys, here, after inserting, then you can call your selector start from EMP1, then your ID number will be started from 4. So why, sir, it is started from 4 means your whatever the data we deleted. So at the time of deletion operation, when you perform on EMP1 table, so what it was happening, guys, here 1, 2, 3 was there. So the last ID number is 3, and after that, what is the next ID? 4. Okay, it will be take as a 4. Because of reason, the delete command, we said it is a temporary data deletion. So that reason your ID numbers are deleted, but storing into temporary memory. So that's why for next new inserted data, when you inserting into table, then it will start it in the next ID number. Okay, if I want to insert it here ln1, so suppose again I'm going to executing this query and see this, and again this row is also accepted. But after accepting, again you just come out and see your command and 4 and 5. Okay, so let me come out here word 1. If I inserted the next ID number after 5, it will be generated number 6 so that I can see it here. Okay, so like it will be going to be happen, guys, here. That's the point we said here in the delete command. The delete command cannot reset your identity values on a particular column. Okay, so that was going to be happen when I'm using delete operation. But on the same kind of information, suppose if I'm using my truncate command, so let you see what it was happening to you. So truncate table and EMP1 I was given here. And the year present in my table, the ID numbers are 4, 5, and 6. That means my identity column is having 4, 5, 6. Okay, so these are some ID numbers we have it here. So on this data, if I'm using the truncate command, so what it was happening, you can see, guys, here, the command is successfully. Okay, the command was completed successfully. So after successfully done your operation, let you come out and see your table and see there is no information in the table. Okay, but now whatever the truncate command we applied on the table, so the data was permanently deleted. So that is the reason when I'm going to inserting here the Smith 1, 2, if I'm inserting here Smith 1, 2, if I'm inserting here, what it was happening, you can see the new record I'm inserting into this table, okay, after truncate, but again your identity column value, you can see it starts from 1. It starts from 1. Okay, so that means what you understand, guys, here, so truncate command will reset your identity column values, but delete command cannot be reset. Okay, now so here second one is the 1 ln1 2. If I'm inserting and to inserted this record, okay, the next ID number will be generated here 2. Okay, now so if I'm inserted the word 1, 2, and if I want to go to insert this record into identity, then it is also inserted, and let you see the 3. So like it will be generated, guys, here. Okay, now so this is the point we discuss. What is the differences between truncate and delete command? It is one of the point we discussed in the last session. Okay, so delete command and truncate command, in those many differences, it is one of the point. So delete command cannot reset your identity values of the identity column. Okay, but truncate command can reset your identity column values. Okay, now so this point also we discussed in the last session, and practically we checked out. Okay, now right, so now this is what, guys, here the identity was applied in this case. Okay, but in this case what it was going to be happen, so now I was applied identity, that was okay, but I'm not giving any seed and increment values. So that's why by default what it will take, a seed value is 1, and increment in between each and every ID number, how much it was taken, guys? 1. How much it was taken, guys? 1. So this is what it was happening, guys, here when you are not given any seed and incremental value. For example, you people are asking to you, okay, you people are asking, okay, sir, can I give my own seed value, my own increment value for this identity column? Okay, so if that kind of, okay, the information, that kind of the operation you want to do, yes, definitely we can. But how I can give it here, let you see guys here, I just take it here, the same thing. Okay, it's a user defined, I will be check out here. It's a user defined, I will be check. So now I will create it here EMP number 2 and my identity as your wish. Suppose my identity starts with the 100 and difference is 5 if I was given. So it means what I'm doing here, the manually I was passing, that means explicitly user was given your identity seed value 100 and increment is 5. And after that, you just go to check out here to execute this command. So I just executed, yes, my table is successfully created in the database. Okay, I just refresh my tables folder in the database and EMP number 2 was created here. But again, you want to expand and see the columns, and as usual, not null conversion, it was happen. Okay, not null conversion was come out here. Okay, fine, so, and later I want to insert my data, for example, 102, okay, EMP2 and EMP2 and EMP2. Okay, I was given this. So these all informations at a time, I just selected and executed this, and 111 row is affected, and come out and see your table and EMP2 table. If I want to see, then you can see your identities, how to generate it. Okay, now, so now my identity starts from 100, which is I was given in the seed value, and increment is 5. So 100 and in between, okay, 105, 5 and 105 to 110. So now tell me guys here, how much difference is there in between the ID number? So how much increment guys here I was given? How much difference was there here? The 5 is different. So in this case, again, if you want to come back and see your table structure, okay, if I want to see my table structure, sp underscore help, and my table name is emp2, and now I'm going to executing this one, and what it was happening, you can see guys here. So the structure of table, it will be showing, but it was showing as my seed is 100 and increment value is 5. My seed is 100 and increment value is 5. So because the user defined values I was given here, okay, now the user defined value I was given there. Okay, so this is the way you can use identity on a particular column, and that column automatically generated your ID numbers. Okay, now, but here in this case, what it was happening guys here, user cannot insert the values, or user cannot pass values to identity column. Okay, if I try to pass to identity column, then it was showing error, and it was saying that you cannot insert explicit value to identity column. Okay, so that means once we applied identity property on a specific column, then that identity column values user cannot insert explicitly. Okay, we cannot insert explicitly. Okay, so that was default. That is a default nature of identity property. Okay, but the thing is, suppose you are asking, sir, if I want to insert values to identity columns by explicitly, is it possible or not? Okay, so that kind of doubt is coming to you. Okay, if I want to insert the values to my identity column by explicitly, that means user defined. So is it possible or not? Okay, so you say yes, it is possible. But when it is possible, sir? When it is possible, sir, means, for example, you just come out and say. So when come to this table, and I just come out and to execute it here, the present my table information will be like this: 1, 2, 3. I'm taking my EMP1 table. Okay, now let you see. Suppose what I said here, this is okay, it will be accepted here. But when I try to insert, guys, when I try to insert explicitly, that means user defined. Suppose user was passing your identity column, also I'm passing here. And when I'm passing identity column, and definitely I have to give here, suppose I'm giving here 4, comma, I was given. So when I was given 4, comma, so something, and word 1, 2, 3, I was given now. Okay, otherwise the name I'm changing here. Okay, for example, Scott. For example, the name is I'm giving 4 Scott. Already 1, 2, 3 IDs are already there. So now I'm using here the 4 to insert here, but this 4 value passing by user. That means user was sending identity column value. I am sending, I'm a user, I'm sending my identity column value. But what it was happening, sir, when I'm sending by explicitly, when I'm going to inserting, okay, the value for identity column, then what it was happened to see to execution here, it was showing error. And what it was telling guys here, cannot insert explicit value, okay, for identity column in the table EMP1. Okay, now, but this says when it was happening means when your identity underscore insert property is set to off. Okay, is set to off, and identity underscore insert property by default, which connection? It's off mode connection. That's why user cannot insert this. And here it was saying that it was showing error. You cannot. Okay, now. So, but my question, what I'm saying here, our question is what now, guys? Here. So, what is our requirement in this? Okay, if user want to, if user want to insert values, user want to insert values to an identity column, to an identity column. Okay, so if user want to insert values to an identity column, then we should follow okay, we should follow the following option. Okay, the following syntax here. So what is the syntax for this here? Observe, the syntax is called as here. Okay, what is that? Okay, set what I'm saying here, identity underscore identity underscore insert. This is my property. So by default it's off, and you should make it on. So that was here, it was given identity underscore insert. By default it is off, but I want to make it on. Okay, now, so your off means what? When your identity was going to be off means so user cannot insert values to identity column. Okay, now, so when it is when off, suppose you just made it here on. When you made it here on, then you can say yes, user can insert values to identity column. Okay, now, so these are the differences of guys here. So off and on. So here, if set, are you setting here identity underscore insert property is off, then user cannot insert values to identity column. And suppose you just made it on, then user can insert values to identity column. But unfortunately, here off is called as it is a default mode. We called it is a default mode of identity. It's a default mode of identity. Yes or no? So that's why user cannot insert it here. So now what I want to do guys here, I just go to, okay, I just go to make it on. Then when I make it identity underscore insert is on, then what it was happening guys, you can see. Okay, so what it was happening, you can see now. Let me come out and see guys. Okay, let me come. So first I need to set my property. So set insert underscore, okay, sorry, identity now, identity underscore insert. Now I just made it on. Okay, but before you want to give it on, so which table guys here, on which table I have to give it here? On my table name is what now? Suppose EMP1 table I was given now. So when I'm giving EMP1 table, on this table identity underscore insert property will make it on. Then what it was happening, you can see I just go to executed this one. Yes, command completed successful. And your syntax also a little bit change here. So here I want to pass table name. That's it. Okay, now fine. So when you're making on, so once you're making on, let me come out and see your table, and still my table is having 1, 2, 3, and now the same record the user is trying to insert it now. So after making on, then I will insert it here. Then what it was happening, guys, you can see. So now I'm going to execute the same thing by explicitly by user. So what happened? Yes, the one row is affected here. Okay, now after affected, can you see your table query? Yes, the 4 and Scott are successfully be inserted here. Come on, guys. We inserted or not? So explicitly user inserted or not? Come on. Yes, we can insert it. So it means that here I can say it was allowed. It was allowed. So like this, you can insert number of records into this table as per your wish. You can insert here. The next one is called, I'm going to insert it here. One more name. Okay, for example, I will be inserted here. So like 5. Okay, so comma, some name, I will take it here. For example, yes, Jones. Okay, so I'm inserting here. And let me see, the number is 5. Okay, number is 5 and executed here. Let me come out and see. This is also successfully we insert. Okay, now. So now what happened, you can see. Let me come out and see, guys, here. This is also successfully accepted and the user is given 5. Okay, now. So this is what it was happening. Okay, so this is what it was happening. But in this case, when you make it your identity underscore insert is on EMP1 table, suppose in the next level, if I'm going to use in another level, suppose you are not, you are removed your identity column and you removed identity column and you don't give it your identity. Now I'm inserting here. Okay, now I'm inserting a Scott1, I'm inserting now. But in this case, what it was happening, you can see, because already my identity underscore insert property on this EMP1 table, I just made it on. So explicitly user is inserted successfully here. But if I'm going to remove my identity column and I'm not passing any value for the identity and to execute this one, what it was happening, you can see I executed, then it was giving error. So what it was saying, explicit value must be specified for identity column in the table, okay, EMP1, when identity insert is set to on, where application will be okay. That is what it is. So this is what we called. But why, sir? Why, sir, it is not allowed here automatically? Why, sir, here not allowed here automatically? Means your automatically facility, you are not going to be off. That means identity underscore, you make it on. On means what now? User defined. Okay, but off means what now? Automatic. Now tell me your property is what now? User defined now. So that's why if you didn't pass your identity value and you're sending like this, what it was showing, guys, here, it was showing error. It was showing error. Okay, it was showing error. Okay, now because of reason, my identity was on. Okay, when on means user defined, off means automatically. When on means user defined, off means automatically. Okay, so already on means what now? User should enter value for identity column. Off means what now? User cannot enter. That's why what happened. Automatically your system will be take it out. Okay, now so this is not happening here. But in the same to same, guys, here, let you see, if I want to give it now, okay, again, my identity property, okay, so I just made it off. See, come on, careful observe, very important, don't confuse. So when I just make it off, means, then what I'm saying here, explicit insertion mechanism or explicit insertion facility, we are off. We are doing what? We made it off. When we made it off, then you can see I'm sending 1, 2, okay, then I will be passed here. The number is, for example, 6, I'm sending now. So, but already I was off here and I'm sending by user defined value. Then what it was happening, guys, here? Can you tell me it is allowed or not allowed? Come on, guys. Tell me it is allowed or not allowed? Yes. Now it was what happened? Not allowed. See, it is not allowed. Why, sir, not allowed means your identity underscore insert property is going to be off. So yes, simply I want to tell you on means user defined. So simply you can remember on means user defined. Okay, when you make it off means automatic. You make it what means automatic. Okay, now automatic means what? System defined. Okay, now so I can't. So here it will showing error. Here it was showing error. But the same thing when I want to insert here, carefully observe. When same thing I want to insert here. Okay, so now Sql1, if I'm inserting here, can you tell me, can I insert now? Can I insert now? Can I insert now? Yes, of course. Let you come out and see. Yes, it will be accepted, and automatically it was going to be generating your number without user interaction, and finally come back to your table and see it is accepted. Okay, the 6 Scott number 1 is accepted. Okay, now, so that means what you send guys here, off means automatically your system will generating your ID numbers. Off, on means, okay, user should be enter values for identity column. Okay, now, so this is what it was going to be happen guys here. Okay, so this is called as off and on. On means what I said by default is what I said by default. By default is off. Default mode is of identity is off. So user cannot. User cannot means automatically system will take the responsibility to generating your value. But when user is making on, then user responsibility to give a value. Okay, so these are the two differences guys here. Okay, now, right. Okay, fine guys. Here one more thing I want to ask you. For example, let me see and to execute this one. So present in my table. So how many rows are there means? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the last ID number is 6 that was there here. Okay, that's fine. And after that, for example, you just make it here. Okay, again, I want to show you to making on. Okay, I just come back here. Okay, so again, I just go to make it on. Carefully observe, make it on. I'm just saying on. So user can insert. Now I'm inserting user. So 1, 2, my user, okay, number, if I'm giving here 45, I was given. So I'm inserting this one. So can you tell me guys here, can I insert or not? Tell me guys, can I insert or not? The 45 I'm giving here, but actually as per my identity number in the table, can you see guys here, my identity number in the table, okay, how much it was there, you can see. So it is 1, 2, up to 6 was there, up to 6 was there. Okay, now last one is 6, but now user is inserting 45. Okay, so this is user defined, not system defined. Let what it was happening whenever user inserting the value to the identity column, and to execute this one guys here, what it was happening, you can see, yes, it will be accepted. Yes, it was accepted because of reason, it's a user defined. That's user wish, he can give any number. Okay, you can pass any number, you can send any number to identity column when it was user comes. So let you see after that, you just come out and see your table, and let you come back and watch it. The 45 was there in this table and Scott number 1, 2. Okay, now, so later, if I'm going to sending here, for example, I'm giving here the 52 I was given, the Scott 1, 2, 3, and again, I'm just executing now. Yes, of course, I just go to, okay, one row is affected, and let you come out and see, yes, your 52 is accepted. Because it is a user defined, it's not automatically. Automatically means what happened? So one by one increment will be happen. But here it is not automatic, it's a user defined value. I can insert my value, my own value, I can insert. So that will be accepted. Okay, but okay, sir, fine. So now we can insert any value for this identity column by explicitly. Okay, now, later, again, I have one question to you. For this interview levels, this kind of questions are coming to you guys. Suppose again, my identity will make it off. Identity will make it off. Okay, this property, I just made it off. Okay, now, after that, okay, now we can't here. So user cannot, so system will go to take the responsibility. And now I can go to check out the Scott 1, 2, okay, 4 I was given. So 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, no problem. So when I'm giving this one, what it was happened, can you tell me guys here? Can you tell me in my table? So identity where it was stopped as per the sequence. So 6 is the last identity here. Okay, but user is inserting some values here, 45 and 52. If I'm using to inserting this data, and automatically system will generate your ID number. So after 6, 7 will be generated or 53 will be generated. Which one is generated? Come on. 53 will be generated or 7 is generated, guys? Let me check what it was happening as, okay, you just take out this and you just expect somebody saying 53, somebody saying 7, but what happening, you can see to execute your table, one row, and what it was happening to see, guys, here, very interesting, 53 only generated. 53 only generated. Okay, so because of reason, how it was identity property will take means your last end of the ID. Okay, your last end of the identity value, whatever it was there, after that only the next value will be generated. After that only the next value will be generated. Okay, now, so this is one very, very important for you guys. Okay, if anybody asks you your interview panel in SQL Server interviews, okay, so my last ID was 52 and that was user defined, my identity automatic 6, then if I inserted, okay, the new record by automatically system, how much it will generate, either 6 after 7 or 52 after 53, it means that you said 53 only. Because of reason, the last identity, whatever it was there, so the next will be increment will do it. Okay, but it doesn't consider your 6 here, and which is last one, the last one is considered, and whatever the number was there, last one, and last after the increment is what now 1, so 52 plus 1, 53 will be generated here. Okay, right. And one more example I want to ask you. For example, again, I just go to identity property, I just set on. Again, my property is on. After on, again, user is inserting, guys, here, carefully observe, 42 I'm inserting here, and my name is spot number 3. Okay, so let what it was happen, user defined here, yes, user defined is accepted, and come back to your table EMP1 and to execute it. Again, what it was happened, 42 was taken. So 42 was taken here. The 42 was taken, and after 42, okay, let me come out to make it your off connection. Now I make it off connection, yes, off connection, and now I will be go to enter spot number 4, and what it was happening, carefully observe now. Now I'm executing, so automatically your system is generated here, and come back to your table and see, okay, and see what it was happening. You can see 42, but it was taking 54. 54. Then tell me, why, sir? Why, sir? Why, sir? Why, sir means now you can tell me your last identity, whatever the user inserted, this is, okay, this is more than 53 or less than 53? It's a less than. So less than value means, it is a past values or present value or future value, guys. It's a past value. Okay, so it is not a future, it is a past value. So past value will not consider. When the value which is past tense, when compared to present ID number, when it is a past tense, then it doesn't consider, it will be taken from the future only. Okay, now, so now that's why here 42 is a less than 53. It's a past value. So past value means here only it will happen. Here only it is happen. Past value. So that's why it is not considered. What is your biggest value in the latest value? Latest value after it will be taken off. That means the present value less than your value is there. The present value less than your ID if you inserted, but the next ID will be generated by system automatically from the 53 after. Okay, fine. Let you see. So it was happened. And one more thing here, observe. Suppose I set on, and now again I was given here, for example, 68 I'm giving now, and to executing here, let you see what it was happened. Okay, so now I was inserted, guys, here. Let me see, 68 was there. 68 was there. So now if I want to make it now, see here also very important point, observe. So now I'm giving here 45 spot, and to insert it now, what it was happening, it is automatically generated, and come back and see what it was happened, guys, here, 68 after 69. Because 68 compared to 54, is it a future value? Is it a past value? Is it a future value or is it a past value? Yes. So because 68 already crossed your current ID number. That's why the future this is. It's a crossed. Yes or no? But 42 is not crossed here. It's a past value. It's not crossed here. So that's why it doesn't consider, it will be taking the latest value only. Okay, now, so this is also one of the very important point here to remember. Okay, then after, for example, let you see, I just make it here on, set on, I just given. Okay, sir, and now let you come out to your table. As usual, your 69 was there. For example, again, the user is inserting 69, test number, okay, 31. If I'm inserting, guys, what it was happening, you can see whether it is accepted or not, means yes, it is accepted. And let you come out and see your, the 69 two times, it will be accepted. So that means what you understand, guys, here, identity value or identity column. Can I insert a duplicate number? To my identity column, can I insert a duplicate number? Come on. Okay, now, so we inserted. So see, 69 is accepted, but already 69 is there in my identity column, but next value also 69, it is accepted. So why it is accepted means, the reason is what now, identities are not identifying or not verifying of your value, whether it is a duplicate or not. That kind of verification is not happening here. That kind of verification is not happening here. So that's why it was taking duplicates. But in the same case, guys, here, let me come. Suppose I just made it to insert here null if I'm inserting now. If I insert a null. So whenever I insert a null, okay, into this identity column, what it was happening, you can see to execute this one, and it was showing error. And what it was saying that a default or null are not allowed as explicitly identity values. Okay, now, so why, sir, it is not allowed? Why, sir, it is not allowed means, can you remember already whenever I applied identity column? So, okay, here what it was taken here, not null. Here what it was taken, guys, here, not null. So that means when we applied your identity on a column, then by default, your column will make it not null. So that's why when user try to insert a null, null is not accepted. But when user is inserting duplicate, then it is allowed. Okay, now then it is allowed. So now the question is, sir, okay, sir, null, sir, we restricted. Nulls are not allowed because by default identity column will make it your column is a not null. So that's why not null constant will not allow nulls. That's fine. But your identity problem is what now? It was accepting duplicate data will be accepted. It was accepting what now? Duplicate data will be accepted. So then how to avoid this duplicate data? How to avoid this duplicate data? Okay, now. So let me see, guys. Let me see. Suppose in this. Okay, so I'm going to apply here, carefully observe. Suppose EMP number 3. Okay, so employee ID. So along with this, I am applying primary key, but primary key we are not discussing. So coming concept that coming soon, we will see primary key, but here just avoiding duplicates purpose, I'm using primary key. Okay, now, so what it was happening, you can see. So along with primary key and identity, I'm going to preparing here my table. So execute now. Okay, it's fine, very good. The command completed successful. And let you come out, guys. Let you come out and see your refresh tables, and you can come out and see EMP number 3 columns, and your EID is not null as well as primary key is also there. Can you see? Can you identify, guys? Come on. Do you have a primary key or not? Come on, guys. Okay, so your primary key advantage is what now, guys? Here, it doesn't allow to duplicate values. It doesn't allow to duplicate values. Okay, now, so for example, you can see. So EMP number 3, EMP number 3, EMP number 3. Okay, I was inserted because my identity property is off by default. So these all are automatically generated by your. So I just call it select EMP number 3. Okay, and 2 executed this one and execute here. And what it was 1, 2, 3 was generated. Because my identity seed is a 1 increment 1. Okay, so as usual 1, 2, 3 on my EMP number 3 table. And now we are observed. So now what I'm going to do, guys, here, set identity underscore insert, the table number emp3. Now I just made it on. So when I did made it on and to execute this one, see, okay, so what it was happened, I didn't insert is already on now. Okay, sorry guys, actually. Okay, now, so now I just go it here. Okay, I just go it here. Let me see. Okay, now, so now here I'm sending my values here, whatever EID, comma, the next column is what now, ename, and sending values. Okay, now I'm sending here, for example, the last ID number here, 123, na? So 123. Now I'm sending here, suppose 4, and I'm passing some value. So here also very important point, guys, here observe. So Jones, I'm inserting, carefully observe. So this is also one of the important for you. When I inserted what it was happening, you can see, so explicit value cannot be inserted here. See, my connection will be off. Yes, I just made it on. So I just made it on here, observe carefully. So first I'm showing it is off. Okay, now confirmation purpose, I'm taking it is off, and EMP3 to make it on. To make it on. So why, what happened here, observe. What happened here, observe. Okay, now it was going to be set to execute now. So it was showing error. So why, sir, it was showing error means your insert identity is already on for the table MyDB EMP1. Okay, sorry guys, EMP1. Okay, your EMP1 is on. Yeah, I want to make it here off. Okay, so EMP1 is already on, I think so. So that we are make it off, that identity. Okay, let me come out and put it here on. So put it here on. Okay, let you come out to execute this. What happened, you can see. So command is on. So after identity is on successfully, then I want to insert some data. Let you see user is inserting here. When I'm inserting this one, what it was happen, it will be accepting, nothing problem. And you can see EMP number 3 is executed here, and 4, the Jones will be accepted here. But in the same case, guys, here again, if the same information or duplicate data, if I inserted into this column, then what it was happening, you can see, guys, here. What it was happening, you can see, guys, here. So now again duplicate, but name is, I'm changing. The name is called as a Miller. Okay, let you see, guys, here. But previously, when user is inserting duplicate data, then it is accepted. But now I'm going to inserting the duplicate ID number on my EID, and what it was happening, you can see whether it is accepted or not. You can see to execute, it is not accepted, sir. So why, sir, it's a duplicate identity, sir? We cannot insert means already on this EID column, the which constant we have here, primary key. So primary key advantage is what now, guys, here you cannot insert duplicate data, so it is not allowed. It was not allowed. So it means whenever you want to restrict duplicate numbers to an identity column, then that identity column should make as primary key. Should make as primary key. Understand now? So your primary key we are not discussing, but don't worry. Just a simple the restriction purpose I'm showing. But in coming soon, we will discuss what is primary key, how to use, how to work. That all I will explain to you. Don't worry. Okay now. But here the point is what now? Identity columns are accepting duplicate data, but those duplicates, if I want to restrict it to on my identity column, then we are using what now? Primary key constant. So along with which property, along with which your identity. So along with identity, if I'm using primary key, then I can avoid duplicates values. Then I can avoid duplicate values. And of course, if I'm inserting the next level, null, if I'm inserting, for example, if I try to insert null, what it was happening, you can see. And tell me already, when you applied your identity, automatically your column will make it not null. Yes or no? Your column is make it not null. So if I inserted this null, and here it is also not allowed. So that means here what happened, guys, here we restricted duplicate values and also null values on identity column. Yes or no? Tell me, yes or no? The both values are we restricted? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on. Okay, that is what. Okay, so that is what. So that means here, so now user cannot insert duplicate, user cannot insert nulls. Okay, into which column? Identity column. Okay, identity column. Okay, so your duplicate elimination purpose, duplicate restriction purpose on this identity column, if you applied primary key, then it will be avoiding duplicates. Suppose if you are not applied primary key, then duplicates are allowed. Okay, so duplicate problem is created into identity column without primary key. So that's why we are using primary key to avoiding that problem which was allowed duplicates. Okay, so this is the information about your identity function, how it was worked and how to use on your table column. And the finally, can you come out guys here? Suppose if I want to call my select emp1 table, in the emp1 table, so many records we inserted. Okay, right, but here observe, so suppose into emp1, suppose emp1 I just go. So what are the duplicate is there? Okay, so I'm just deleting this duplicate value. Okay, fine. The duplicate is deleted and I just refresh now. Okay, so present, these are the information. The duplicate record I successfully deleted from my table. Let you come out and see. So now finally, what it was happening here. So 68, 69, whatever it was there. Okay, fine. Now later, here one thing is observed. So now if I'm using one more thing is a select a scope identity, one function is there and I'm using this. So when I'm using scope identity function, what it was happening guys, you just go to check out here, execute here. So what it was saying here, emp1, okay, the last identity automatically generated, how much it was showing guys here. Okay, let me see how much it was showing here, where we stopped your emp1 at the number of 4. Okay, so that means here carefully observe. Okay, I just go to, yes, come back here. So careful observe guys here. One more example on this emp number. Okay, otherwise I want to take test number 1. Some serial number and I was given identity here and some name. Okay, I'm taking here varchar of some size. Here one more thing, observe carefully. So my table is I'm creating with the name of test1, but test1 table is not there in the database MyDB6PM. That's fine. It was okay. So now after, if I want to insert this guys here, if I want to insert here, so insert into test1 and suppose I'm sending here names. Yes, okay. And I'm sending values of name A and to execute this one. So I'm inserting this one and to execute successfully. So, okay, fine, sir. And now I just come back and see my table. Carefully observe. So one more thing. Okay, fine. So after that, here I'm just calling set, okay, scope underscore identity. If I'm using in this, okay, if I'm using in this, okay, now what it was happening, you can see. So your identity was showing 1. So scope identity function is nothing but what is your last ID number or last identity column value that will be showing by scope underscore identity. So now here, so one more record I'm inserting B. Okay, I executed this one. Okay, fine. Then one identity was generated. Okay, fine. 2. And if I want to know what is my scope identity here, if I want to use guys here, then it will be showing 2. Okay, now, so 2 means what now guys here? It's a last identity value, which was generated by system, Okay, now, what is your last identity value in your table that you need to identify? So in my table, the last identity value, how much? If I want to identify, so there you can use a scope underscore identity. For example, let you see, I'm inserting the next record C. I inserted, okay, sir, fine, I executed. Okay, next record, I'm inserting B. Okay, sir, fine, I'm executing. Okay, and now tell me, if I want to execute the scope underscore identity, what is your last identity number? Come on, guys. What is your last identity number? Now we can see what it was happening to see. Yes, my last identity is 4 because 4 is called as a last identity value in your identity column. Understanding now? Scope underscore identity function, understanding now? Okay, right. So whenever you want to retrieval the last identity value, okay, so now we can see that we can go to find out your scope identity here. Okay, now this is what it was happening. For example, let me see. Suppose if I want to say set, okay, identity underscore insert, and the table name is what, test one, and I just made it by default off, and then I just make it on. So when I just make it on, let you see what it was happening. Okay, I executed. Okay, insert ident already on, so I just make it off. Okay, sir, I just make it off here. So what happened here? So EMP3 already on now. So first of all, I want to off that EMP3 because within the connection, multiple options are not making here. So that's why I just off this because EMP3 already on it here. So that is successfully off. Okay, so one table if you off, the second table we can go to off or on will be possible. Okay, so now I just make it on. So now I'm going to execute this one. What happened? You can see we know that your identity in the identity underscore insert property will be on. When it is on, now I'm inserting this one. Carefully observe, guys. So E, and to execute this one. Okay, so when I'm executing, what happened? You can see it is not allowed because user is making on. Yes or no? So automatically it was not identified here. Then what we want to do, we need to manually, explicitly, we need to insert. Here, carefully observe. So 5 is given now. Okay, I'm inserting 5. So when I was given 5 and to execute what it was happening, you can see, so one row, user is inserted successfully. And now you just come out your table, 5 is there. So at this moment, if I'm asking the scope identity, okay, underscore identity function, if I want to execute it to show, then it was showing what? 5. The last one it will be showing us. Okay, now, so this is what now scope identity. The scope identity is used for to retrieval, okay, the last ID number of identity column. So whenever you want to know it, then you can use a scope identity function. Okay, now, so this is what it was going to be happen, guys. And one more thing, this is should be practice, guys, here. So if you practicing yourself, then only you will get a more confident and more knowledge. Okay, if I'm teaching, so I'm giving some suggestion, some help to you, and based on this knowledge, you try yourself, and you are also insert off or insert on. So you practice like this, then you can understand what it was happening. Okay, understand now? So without practicing, everything will be confused, guys. So that's why I'm requesting to all of you, do practice, then only you can get some confident on the subject. Otherwise, confusion or dilemma. Okay, now this is my only one request for all guys. Okay, right. So now this identity, whatever I was explaining to you, same thing you have to practice yourself. Now these many examples I'm showing now, these many ways I'm showing now. So based on this knowledge, you have to try and you have insert your own values. What it was happening, you can properly observe. Okay, now then you will get some confidence. Yes, sir, I can. Okay, right. So now this identity, the complete notes material I'm sharing in Google Classroom. So you just practice it that. Okay, now, right, yes. So I stop it here, the class, and we will continue tomorrow with the new concept in our SQL. Okay, we will continue new concept in SQL in tomorrow session. Okay, now, right, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. And as usual, if you have any doubts, you just stay here. No doubts, you can log out. Okay, right, guys. Okay, so guys, first of all, chat box people, send your doubt in this session. Okay, so one by one, I will respond to you guys here. Okay, now, right? Send your doubts, guys. Hare Krishna, please send me notes, sir. Last session today. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Last session notes, I already sent it, I think so. Last session is not happening now. So it was a little bit definition is going to be taken and some networking problem we stopped. Okay. So today, complete notes of identity I'm sharing to you. Okay, right. So Asrar, so what you send here, sir, will I cover output into class? Asrar, sorry here, I'm not getting your question. So please once again you send it with the clarity. So Sai, one thing that video as it is follows step by step. Okay, na? So I was given already video in the Google Classroom. So just open that video step by step, follow it, Sai. Okay, na? Then automatically you will be installed it. Okay, right. Last session, Prem, last session actually not happened. Last session on Saturday, some networking problem. The class was in mid only. Class was stopped here. Okay, so that's why maybe you are not getting that notes. Okay, na? So today I'm sending complete notes. Okay, right. The next anybody in chat box. Ethan, you can use a delete command, delete a table name where EID is equal to which ID you want to drop. You can give it a drop. Understand now? Simple command na. So deleting command use delete from your EMP table. So where EID column is equal to 1 or 2, whatever it is, you can pass that for it. You will be dropping your report. Okay, right. Update command you can use Anurag. Anurag, you can use update command. See, changing, update, deletion, delete, insertion, insert. So these commands are already we discussed, guys. Okay, these are the basic fundamental queries. You just apply those queries on your table, whatever you want it. Okay, now? Right. Okay, guys, so then I stop chat box and I will go to mic option. Some people are waiting for mic. Right, guys? And yeah, was one. Ratna Kumari. So, Ratna Kumari, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, I have a doubt in case of identity underscore value. If we on the identity underscore, we have suppose 6 tables EMP6.
Sorry?
We have 6 tables EMP6 up to EMP1, EMP2. Up to EMP6 tables. We have already worked in EMP1. Underscore identity is on. At the time, I am working at EMP6. Then default mode is not on, sir.
Here the problem is what now? Within the connection, suppose this is within the connection, right? Whatever we are using this editor. So this is the editor, right? Can you see here? SQL query 1.SQL. Can you see this one? Editor.
Yes, sir. Yes.
This is called within connection. So within the connection, if you identity, if any one table, so within the connection, whatever your tables are created, on which table you apply identity. So if that identity is you forgot it to offer, then that process again you can't apply on another table because of reason both are having within the connection. So now within the connection I am within the user only.
Okay.
That is the reason. So when you want to perform off and on a present table, previous table, is it on or off? Check it.
Okay.
That's why sometime error is coming out too. Okay, so you cannot on because already this is sorry, you cannot off, already it is on in so and so table. It was clear message is given in the below.
Sorry, sir.
So based on that you have to change it.
Okay, anywhere we can go to work at a different table, we can ask that one. In case we forget it, it show a dialog box. So it is error already shown in show and show table.
Yes, okay, very good. If you are forgot it, don't worry. Already, if you done that was automatically showing on which table you forgot it to off your connection.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Okay, ma. Right. Next, Manoj.
Sir, hello.
Yeah, Manoj, tell me.
Sir, actually, I created a column with SQL variant data type, sir. After that, I want to change that data type into varchar, sir.
You cannot change it.
Yes, sir, it's showing some error that implicit conversion for a database data type SQL variant to
use a convert function, something it will be showing.
Yes, 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 sir.
Yes, yes. That is a big process is there. Okay, so first we have to overcome that problem. The thing is what now? First you have to create one duplicate column.
Okay.
So are you created one column with SQL variant?
Yes, sir.
You inserted some data, you are not inserted some data, whatever it is.
Yes, sir.
But you want to change your data type, right?
Yes, sir.
So at this moment, what happened? Create one more column, the duplicate column in the table only.
Okay, by the alter add.
Yes, in that column, you can add one more column and make it that column is a varchar, integer, data, whatever you want it to, in which you want to change. SQL variant in which you want to change. So the column add first of all. After that, what happened? Use convert function to convert SQL variant to which column you designed, varchar column you added, integer added, into that you have to convert. After conversion, it will be possible to change, but directly we can't convert.
Okay, sir. By the
and here the new
we
concept, here the new concept is what now? Convert function. But still we are not discussing convert function, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. In coming class, convert function, cast function. So some other functions also there. So there we are discussing, and there I will show you. Okay, if you want it, I will show you SQL variant how to change. Okay, by using of convert function. But still we don't know convert. What is convert function? How to use? We don't know. So first we get a knowledge on convert function. Purpose is what now? What purpose we are using convert function? Based on that, you have to implement as what you want it.
Okay, sir. Okay. And one more doubt, sir. What is the difference between the delete versus alter drop, sir? It seems like both are different, same only, na, sir?
No. Delete command deleting rows. That means data.
Yes, sir.
Data rows are deleted. But alter drop command is deleting columns.
Okay. And by the delete also, we deleted complete column, sir?
No. Structure will not delete now. That is I'm telling. Even though truncate command also we can use, it is not possible to delete a structure.
Structure, sir.
Only data rows only deleted. But if you want to know, sir, I don't want to go for rows. I wanted column deletion. Okay, na? So column deletion means there you can use an alter drop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
So just to practice it both carefully.
Yes. Okay, sir. Okay. And one more doubt, sir. Yesterday we discussed about the distant functions.
Distant keyword.
Yeah, you applied that one column only, sir. But I need with that column, I need remaining columns data also. How can that, sir?
You can apply like select distinct column name, comma distinct column name, comma distinct column name. Once apply in the query, select query. What happens? Check it.
Then duplicate data also coming, sir. The distant applied column, duplicate data also coming in that column.
You applied like that?
Yes, sir. I applied that select distant column 1 and what I required columns column 2, comma column 3 and giving the table name from table name. Then by applying the distant to the column 1, sir, that column getting the duplicate data also, sir.
Duplicate data is also getting means The next column is there. SRO, next column
Yes,
also
sir.
you're passing. Next column
Yes, sir,
value,
yes, sir.
what it was there, you can check. For example, 1, 2, 1A is there. 1B is
Okay.
there. So 1A, 1B. These are duplicate
Yes,
or
sir.
different value?
Different values, sir.
1A, 1B, different value. When you see multiple columns, when you see individual one column, one called a duplicate, then not will come.
Yes, sir.
But when you're adding one more column, the one more value also consider here. So 1A, 1B, both are what? Different values. Combination. 1A, 1B, different values. For example,
Yes, sir.
India playing cricket match with New Zealand and Australia. Is it possible?
No, sir.
No.
On the same day, not possible, sir. The different dates, it will be possible.
India versus New Zealand, one match. India
Okay,
versus
sir.
Australia, one more match. Possible, na?
Yes, sir. Yeah, possible, sir.
That is a unique matches or duplicate matches?
Unique matches, sir.
Unique matches. For example, India versus New Zealand, first match. India versus New Zealand, second match. What happened? It is unique match or duplicate?
India versus New Zealand and India versus
New Zealand.
It's a duplicate, sir. And the repeating is there, na, sir?
Repeated matches. That means second matches in both combinations, second time repeated. Okay, na? So that's called
duplicate. Sir, but in real time, we required different columns also, sir, with the distant column. Then how can we apply it, sir?
There you have to lot of, that is I said, na, primary key, foreign keys, uniques are there, na, in coming soon. Constants.
Okay.
At the constant level, you can understand. I will explain again. There, what is your doubt is there now, how it was coming out. There, I will show you practically.
Sure, sir. Sure.
When you're discussing constants. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now, or any doubt?
And little more doubt, sir. That was sorry for the delaying your time.
Not delay my time not. Other people also waiting. That's why I'm going to
that's why I'm saying sorry, sir.
Okay. Don't say to me.
I will ask you, sir.
No. Manoj, don't say to me. Say your friends who are waiting in this.
Yes, sir. Sorry for that. All the guys who are waiting for sir.
Okay, Manoj, okay. We are giving chance to other people, huh?
Yeah, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, Manoj, right. Satish is waiting. Satish, are you there? Satish.
Hi, sir. Yeah. Hi, sir. Good evening.
Hi, Satish.
SP, you have used it.
Satish, your voice is not proper clear.
Right now, is it audible, sir?
Okay.
You have used the command sp_help, na, sir? Is it already, I mean, I had missed a few days class. Is it already explained or is it going to get explained in coming days?
No. That is the first introduction part of that is creating table level. I was explained. So once you check out my notes.
I'll go through it. Yeah, I'll go through that.
So there clearly definition I was given, purpose also I was given. Okay, now?
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Okay, sir, this is right.
Yeah, good day.
Yeah. Okay, guys, then I stop it, guys, here. My time also over. So I will talk to you tomorrow if anybody miss. Okay, don't worry. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.